The open throat technique ties nicely into the breath support. In the previous exercise, I've asked you to sing with a deep and dark sound like an opera singer. Well, what do they do to achieve that? Maybe what did you do instinctively to do it? Back in the day, aesthetics came after the vocal technique. Shaping the vocal tract in such a way as to naturally produce this rich and full sound was a requirement. They needed the strongest voice possible in the world without microphones. And they realized that by maximizing the acoustic space above the vocal cords, they're gonna get this richer and fuller sound. Just like a guitar with a bigger body has a bigger sound than the smaller one. There's a couple of things we can do, and maybe you did some of them instinctively in a previous exercise. To open your throat or maximize the acoustic space above your vocal cords, you can raise your soft palate, lower your larynx, and drop the base of your tongue slightly. We can achieve all of these things by simply yawning. Try it. Oh. Did you feel it? The stretch in the back of your throat? Did you feel your larynx dropping? Your soft palate raising? The base of your tongue dropping slightly? That's the correct way of singing. Now again, don't worry, you're not going to be sounding like you are falling asleep. It's not going to be audible, but it will enhance your voice greatly. As you might expect, the higher you go, the harder it becomes to maintain this position. The problems come because your soft palate naturally wants to collapse and your larynx naturally wants to raise. It's only natural for your body. It's logical. You know, the smaller the acoustic space, the higher the frequencies. Think about a contrabass versus a violin. So your body wants to help you, and it closes up the space for you and chokes you out in the process. It just loves you too much. So your task is to keep it open at all costs. If you feel the soft palate collapsing, yawn even stronger. Stretch it even stronger. If you feel your larynx raising, yawn even stronger. Keep it open. Now remember, this is just a workout. You're not going to have to sing like this later on. This is not a course destined to opera singers only. These are basics of singing applicable to every style. The singing workouts are there to exaggerate everything, exaggerate the sounds, exaggerate the movements, so that you can feel them, you can notice them, train them, and get better at them. Now, the exercise we'll cover will take a completely different route than the support one. If you're familiar with terms chest voice and head voice, that's what we'll be doing here. We'll be transitioning from the chest voice to the head voice. Chest voice being the voice I speak in, and head voice being this sound, right? This transition between registers is notoriously tricky for singers because they have breaks and cracks in between the registers. The techniques necessary to erase this break are, you can probably guess it, the support and the open throat technique. So it only makes sense to use them, use the break and the crack in order to train these techniques. I will show you everything in the demonstration.